Well, good morning, everybody. This is Oingle, your friendly neighborhood Oingle. Oingle, oingle, oingle. O-I-N-G-L-E, 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 and Oingle was his name, oh. So, just dropped the wife off at work, took the dog to the dog park, had a good old time chasing balls around, and so did Doug. Doug is the name of my dog. So I haven't talked to you guys in a while. Some things have been kind of crazy in my life. I quit my job a couple of months back and spent some time looking for a new job and spent some time boning up on my skills. I do web programming for a living, and it's a weird time to be a web programmer, at least here in Seattle. But enough about that. Let's get into the game. So what I've done here is I've taken all of the games from the first 10 levels, and I crammed them together into one. It's basically every kill. So what we have here is me going knife only, no shots fired. Now, every time there's a new Call of Duty, this is what I want to do. I just want to go knife only. But as the knifing community goes, so go I, and there are some cases where that's just not possible. Like Black Ops, original Black Ops, you had to shoot to get Warlord, I believe. And that was pretty essential. But the way things work now, that doesn't seem to be the case. I don't think we need to, and I could be wrong, and I'm probably going to go with the community. I'm not super hardcore about this, but if I can get away with it, like every game, I'm going to try to do that. And it looks so far like that's not necessary. So this is a long-winded way of saying I'm going to try to go knife only in Black Ops 2, pure knife only. The only thing I've heard so far that you can't do without shooting, and that's not even well understood, is whether you can get the gold camo. Apparently you have to knife somebody or kill somebody and then get their gun and then kill them with that gun or weapon. So whether you could kill somebody with a pistol that has a tack knife and then kill them with the tack knife to get around that, I don't know. All of these things will come out over time. From playing, the first 4 levels where you can't play with the combat knife, you basically have the panic knife, the knife with gun. And my experience with that is that it's a very small hitbox and there is no lunge, none that I could detect. And so it's very difficult. And I was pleased to find out that once you are able to use the combat knife, and especially if you throw a couple perks on it, like fast hands, and I don't know, I'm not super familiar with all the nuances of the new perks. I don't think anybody is. It's easier. Whether it gives you any lunge, I'm not sure, but I found it easier to use. What I've heard from people about the combat axe is, and this is people who have already unlocked it, you don't get it until level 17, and I'm only at 10 at this point because I've only played just several hours, is that it's a lot harder to use than it was in Black Ops or even the knife in Modern Warfare 3. It seems to have a very small hitbox. Now, whether or not that plays out, so here's one of the things that I think is going to happen. Modern Warfare 3, or the Modern Warfare series, of course, is Infinity Ward, and Treyarch is the Black Ops series in the more recent games in the Call of Duty franchise. And historically, the Infinity Ward games kind of come out and don't really change. They do bug fixes, but not as much, and not as aggressive about it. And they don't really do too much to change the dynamic of the game, the way guns feel, the way that different mechanics work in the game. But Treyarch does. So I'm going to take an analogy here with Black Ops 1 versus Black Ops 2, and they really crippled sniping, especially quick scoping in Black Ops. But over the course of the lifespan of that game in its heyday, that the one, the year that it was out, and it was the most current game, that got a lot better, we'll say. Better for snipers. And you could start doing drag shots, and you could start doing, it was effective. You could find ways effectively to do quick scoping, or at least closer to the kind of traditional sniping that you could do in previous games. And so I'm going to go with the idea that Treyarch would rather be more difficult in the beginning and then ease up than make the game super easy in some way and then tighten control of it. I think that their philosophy, and this is what makes sense in my mind, better to piss people off in the beginning and then ease up than to have it too loose and then tighten control and piss people off in the long run. So whatever issues there are in the game, I think they're going to get resolved, and I'm not even sure what they all are, but this Combat Axe one, if it really is so difficult to use, then I think they're going to loosen up on it. But huge kudos to Treyarch, just in general, but also for making it possible to have a knife-only setup, to really give a little bit back to those of us who've been going knife-only for a long time, and actually cater to us the way that they've catered to other playing styles. And of course, knifing is a huge part of the community now. It's not really just a niche thing. All right, that's enough out of me. Catch you next time. Oingle out.